Once upon a time, in a dense jungle, the majestic lion, the king of all beasts, was taking a peaceful nap beneath the shade of an old, massive tree. His thick mane was spread out on the ground, and his steady snoring echoed through the woods. Suddenly, a playful little mouse, hurrying about its business of seeking food, accidentally ran right over the lion's face. This small act immediately woke the king of the jungle. The lion sprang up, his gold eyes blazing with anger. He quickly pounced, capturing the trembling mouse and trapping it firmly beneath his giant paw. The tiny mouse was terrified and pleaded with tearful eyes, "Oh, Your Majesty, please spare my life. I did not mean to disturb your sleep. Please forgive my carelessness. If you are merciful enough to let me go, I promise I will never forget your kindness, and I will surely repay your favor one day, even though I'm just a small creature." Hearing the promise of a repayment from a minuscule mouse, the lion couldn't help but burst into loud laughter. The sound boomed throughout the forest. "You? A tiny mouse like you helping me, the king of the jungle? That is the most ridiculous promise I have ever heard." However, seeing the mouse's sincere and pitiful appearance, and perhaps finding the promise too amusing to punish, the lion's anger subsided. He slowly lifted his paw and generously let the mouse go. The mouse bowed in gratitude and quickly scampered away. A few days later, disaster struck the lion. While hunting, the lion unfortunately became ensnared in a strong hunter's net that had been expertly set up. The net hung from the trees, tightly binding the lion, leaving him unable to escape. The lion roared fiercely, his distress echoing across the mountains and valleys. But it was all in vain. That desperate roar reached the ears of the mouse. Recognizing the voice of the kind individual who had spared its life, the mouse rushed to the scene without hesitation. Seeing the lion trapped in the netting, the mouse was no longer afraid. It remembered its solemn promise. Using its sharp, small teeth and great agility, the mouse began to gnaw through the strands of the tightly woven rope. It worked tirelessly, cutting through one strand after another. Finally, after a long period of patient effort, a large hole was torn in the net. The lion was free. The lion looked at the mouse with deep gratitude. He realized his mistake in laughing at the mouse's promise. From that day on, the lion and the mouse became good friends. This timeless fable, The Lion and the Mouse, offers several profound lessons that apply to all aspects of life. 1. Kindness is never wasted, regardless of the recipient. The story perfectly illustrates the principle of reciprocity. The lion's act of mercy and magnanimity, given with no expectation of return, was repaid when he needed it most. It teaches us that every act of kindness, no matter how small or insignificant the recipient may seem, contributes to a positive reservoir of goodwill in the world. Being kind is a reward in itself, but it can also forge unexpected alliances that prove invaluable later on. Never judge capability by size or status. The lion's initial arrogance led him to dismiss the mouse based purely on its diminutive size and low standing in the animal kingdom. This is a powerful metaphor for human society. We must learn to look beyond appearances, social class, or physical attributes when evaluating a person's potential to contribute or assist. The smallest person can possess the sharpest wit, the most crucial skill, like the mouse's sharp teeth, or the most unwavering loyalty needed to solve a problem that brute strength alone cannot overcome. The strength of unexpected alliances, networking. The fable highlights the importance of maintaining a wide and diverse network of relationships. The lion, who relies on overt power, was ultimately saved by the mouse, who relies on cunning and specialized skills. This emphasizes that we all have different strengths. Leaders and powerful individuals should never isolate themselves or alienate those who seem less important, as you never know whose unique skill set will be the key to your own rescue or success in a critical moment. Patience and persistence triumph over brute force. The lion's raw power was useless against the strong ropes of the net. His roaring only expressed his frustration. It was the mouse's quiet, persistent effort, gnawing away at the problem strand by strand, that brought freedom. This teaches us that some obstacles cannot be overcome with pure strength or speed, but rather require meticulous effort, patience, and unyielding determination. The smallest, most consistent actions can achieve what the grandest efforts sometimes fail to accomplish.